All right, welcome everybody, and welcome to All In, All United. Um, what a Boxing Day after having to crawl through Christmas, guys. You know, I'll be leaving this review feeling a lot better with the result. After dealing up with Newcastle today. But before we get into the mix, we have another Man United fan on the inside with us, and this is Rudy. Rudy, tell
Nice
us
to
something about
find.
yourself now. Introduce
Yeah,
yourself.
well, I'm along. I'm Red Devil fan from ever since, even from the glory days, and I'm so glad to be part of this All in All United family. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, no problem,
Yeah,
no problem.
and season greetings, everyone. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. Always remember the reason for the season, right? And reasons we could get directly into it.
Yeah, Nico, you're telling people you hope that a Merry Christmas. that was
Yeah, boy.
drinking the Man United worries away.
Yeah, because
Anyway,
because after that Watford defeat, it was tough,
Yeah,
So you
that
really
was
had
yeah,
a
it
tough.
was
hope.
well hard. It was well hard.
It was tough. It was real
So,
tough. So you
guys,
had a hope that men really, forget about it and enjoy themselves.
yeah. So, guys, I missed the first half. So I don't know if Nico, you and Rudy could give us a little your thoughts on the first 45 minutes.
Yeah. Again, well, it was good that at least we don't know if it's a rotation or a rest or a drop or however it is with the team selection. But the team selection today, I was surprised to see Pereira. Every time I see Pereira in the team sheet, I was be like, gosh, Pereira.
Yeah,
But
boy.
on it,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I think today we started bright, and then we for some reason we started give Newcastle chances, right? We gave them one just before they scored. Then they came and score, similar to the chance they had before, right?
Mhm.
Similar to the goal that Newcastle scored in home away to them early in the season. Matty Longstaff again was a poison. I don't know what he have against Manchester. Um, but after that, we scored early and we got back into the game and we end up coming out convincing winners. Really?
All right, all right.
Yeah, I don't know. The first 15, 20
Mm.
minutes of the match, I don't know if it's Solskjaer naivety, but I felt like it
Mm.
was just like the first fixture earlier this season, where Matty Longstaff scored as well. They were applying a low block, and again, we lack the quality in the number 10. We have Andres Pereira, and sometimes Jesse Lingard, where other teams have Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, who's to break down the lower sides will just sit down in the box there for waiting for we to break them down. So I guess, but we did turn. They started getting nervous and a lot of underpowered passes running, and we capitalized on that.
Yeah.
I think it was
Uh-huh.
important. I think it was important to get the goal as early as we did, because when you look at the goal times, you know, we didn't take
Yeah,
long to respond. So I suspect that the pressure of having to get a goal didn't really set in, or didn't have the time to settle and start playing the
yeah,
brains of the players, of our players. So I think that equalizer was very
exactly,
important. You know.
Yeah, and the
exactly.
same thing
Because
as go ahead, Rudy, go ahead.
I saw and one Saka improving on the offensive side of the game, beating I think his name was Williams, the Newcastle fullback, who's actually passed to, and he beat him and he assisted Rashford in the header
Yeah,
to take the lead.
and see,
No,
yeah,
to get 3 on top, 3-1.
yeah, and as I was always saying, I continue to see, and unless we get those fullbacks going forward on a consistent basis,
Mm-hmm.
right, we'll struggle to break down teams, right? Because again today, when
So
the equalizing goal with Shaw made the overlap, cut it back to
yeah, he
Pereira,
did.
and Pereira
Yeah.
assisted Marshall for the equalizer. And again, as Rudy just said, wing back play again, right? With Wan-Bissaka going down the right, finally getting a cross good,
Mm-hmm.
right? And put it directly on the head for Rashford, and Rashford made no mistake to make it 3-1, right? But before that, we went ahead with the Greenwood goal again. A mistake in the Newcastle defensive half, or defensive third. Greenwood took it. He had no hesitation, put his head down, stroked through the ball perfectly, and back at the net for the 2-1.
And I believe the high pressing from the front three really made Newcastle nervous from the back. and they can't even get it out from the back. And that happened, and it even happened for Martial last goal there too. They'll think over the goalkeeper.
You know,
Yeah.
the Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood. For me, the fact that those three guys, could score will always put pressure on a defensive line. And I don't know, I mean, earlier I suppose, and I could guarantee most United fans share the same sentiments about Jesse Lingard and Andres Pereira in that number 10. But there's something that those fellas offer there that, it really priceless. And until we really see Pogba playing in that role, and I don't even know if he's able to offer that press and that industry, because that has really helped with the high press when the defenders have the ball. So it's a balance, or you had a strike, because you want that kind of quality in your number 10, but at the same time, you want the industry. So it's either Pogba or not.
It's a good and a bad, but I believe, I've said multiple times already, I still believe Pogba's best role is a deep line and playmaker, something like Toni Kroos or Thiago from Bayern. And he range a pass in a second to none, if they ask me. And the only thing between number 10, as sometimes is be Jesse Lingard, Andres Pereira, is the decision making. Sometimes they have the vision, but they don't have the technical ability to execute the pass properly. And it does cost us a lot.
Correct.
And as Rudy touched on before, the press today and the rotation and the continuity within the team was excellent, boy. I was surprised. I think the energy today was what we was lacking over the last few games, especially against Watford. You see that energy today, Reams? Wow. I think
I mean,
today with how we pressed.
Nico, them fellas had to do that after that display against Watford.
Yeah.
Well, them have to do that, boy.
Ali said work today, and I mean, finally we took advantage of Chelsea's slip up. This was a recurring team from last season to now. Every time the teams above us drop points for some reason, automatically we drop points. Reams, we talk about this even before the game. You say, my gosh, the mere fact Chelsea drop points. We going into this game.
It's all looking good. It's all looking good.
But it's really refreshing that we could at least take advantage of the slip from Chelsea, and we right on the heels of the top four.
True. I feel we should have been in top 4 already, but tough.
Yeah, we have right now. We don't have any excuses as to why we 7th or 6th or 8th in the table. We should have been top 4.
7th right now. Yeah, right now we 7th.
I believe in that Watford game as well. Because if Pogba was playing at the beginning, because we do have such a good creative ability in Andres Pereira and Jesse Lingard, the strikers have to create their own chances, and we fullbacks not known for flying down the wings like Wan-Bissaka. So that's why I think Pogba
like what we would like to see Wan-Bissaka doing.
Yeah,
all right,
exactly.
Right, and Shaw, because I think the wing backs, especially Shaw, I think Shaw has the quality. I think he just doesn't want to put in the work.
Yeah, right? Because his work rate does be question.
Yeah, because as Mourinho say, Shaw, Shaw will be the body and I will be the brain. Right? Yeah, Shaw is the body and I is the brain. And you just see it continually, all this Shaw had to continue to provide that with, continue to give that out, continue to give that energy going, and we'll create chances, right? We know Wan-Bissaka shaky, attacking wise, but today he was good. And as a man say, and I kind of tending to agree for some reason, I feel we could try Wan-Bissaka as a centre back, right? I see we lost Rudy there.
Sorry, my bad, my phone rang.
It happens.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
I think so. Reese today and Rudy today. Rudy Henry inside.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys can hear me?
What do you think? Squad rotation, or dropped for James and Lingard.
Personally, I think it was squad rotation because I know the fixers coming thick and fast.
No audio, boy. No audio from Rudy.
No, I get audio from Rudy. I hear him.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think the fixers coming thick and fast, so I believe it's squad rotation.
You got that, Nico?
Nah, I didn't get any. That's not. Well, go ahead. I'll come back.
Yeah. I think differently. I think you could have seen how he was disappointed when he came off against Watford, and especially when teams employed our low block, it is very, very difficult for him to use pace because pace doesn't really justify,
Spot on.
it doesn't seem useful for me, especially when you don't have that guile, and Mason Greenwood has that guile. He's not slow either. So I tend to think you could argue between whether it was rotation, but I think it was tactical. And when you say tactical, that means he get dropped.
Yeah. No way I was allowing Newcastle to get the double over with this season. So I so satisfied with that. No way they would have
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to touch on the rotation aspect. From even
no, but Nico, you gotta tell me whether Nico, you gotta tell me whether you think it's a rotation or you get dropped. Rudy said it was a rotation. I say you get dropped. What do you think?
I 50-50. I 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah, because James you saw he's in the flag in games recently. You saw that his energy levels wasn't the same from the beginning of the season, and it's fair to him to be flagging a bit at this point. I think
coming from the championship.
And not only that, a lot has been expected of him on his shoulder so far for the season, right? With even from the earliest part of the season, he was the man who more or less toting the team, scoring the goals in the early part of the season. And it's only fair to him that he might flick a bit. Yeah.
Who we talking about here? We talking about Zidane? No.
Nico,
where's that one?
If you're honest, that James was one of the main threats in our team at the start of the season, and we had agreed to that.
Nico, since the last time.
That's all. Before that's all. Really, let me get really take, and then you go take it away, right?
Well, honestly,
sure.
I think it had a little bit of adjustment for him to do. He got a little lucky in the first game against Chelsea to score the goal. The physicality of the Premier League, it might be from just like De Gea. I remember De Gea first season in Manchester United was just afraid. Now he get the physical. He's had to take about a season or so to really get grips at the Premier League. I mean, he's 21, young, and he's not that physical, but he plays such a helper. So I don't think we have to. I agree with Nico. I think he had to give him all time. That is my take on it.
I'll put it like this, Oli, right? Daniel James never came into this team to be a first team player. He always came in as a squad player, right? Oli wanted another attacking player, and Oli did not get the attacking player. And what Daniel James did was he took advantage of the chance that he got. Right? And he was good.
He took his chance.
Let me finish. The man was because he came from championship, and because of his price tag, people did not expect, or the expectation was not something weighty on him. So everything that he would have done that turned out good would have been an overachievement. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not fighting on Daniel James. The man is a monk, right? I don't have a problem with that. But what I'm saying is we can't go and say, well, this is the standard and Daniel James came in to start. That is not what happened. He came in and he exceeded expectation because coming from championship, anything he did that was good, we was going to accept. Right? Since September, Nico. September was the last time Daniel James scored a goal. Right? September was the last time Daniel James scored a goal, and Daniel James has since been found out.
But,
you understand what
I'm saying? I disagree because he had a few assists, and I still think his pace is a definite threat.
Against the big teams, on the counter against big teams, Daniel James will be useful. But what I'm saying is, you have 3 or 4 big teams in the league, right? So we're talking about 8 to 9 to 10 games for the season where the abilities of Daniel James will be very, very useful, right? Where those teams who possess the ball and attack us leave a lot of space in behind, and Daniel James' pace will be very, very valuable to us. to the remaining teams who set up low block, how effective has Daniel James been? We need guile. You know what I'm saying? So I
would
think.
agree with you. Yeah. Against the
So
bigger
I
teams,
think this is
Yeah,
why.
and I
So
don't
and
disagree with you on that.
you have more small mid-table teams than big teams. So then when you check it, how much teams are really going to come and run at us?
Yeah.
This is why I am saying that Levido gas up Daniel James too much. I would always, and I've been saying this from day one, Daniel James is the type of player for me to come on and run at tired legs. Right? He'll get in behind, he'll get through.
So your point of view is he was dropped because he's not
my point of view was it was a tactical decision.
He's not effective enough against teams playing with
low block teams. Correct.
And Greenwood suit the low block style more.
He have more guile. He able to dribble more. He could shoot on target. He could finish. And you saw it today based on what you also didn't see the first half.
I remember Daniel James against Liverpool was super effective, and his delivery is kind of a little bit underrated, if you ask me to.
Yeah, some of them.
I think he will thrive against the teams that attack us.
Because somebody assists that or somebody goals that Rashford score was some of his superb assists. Yeah. So he was good. So again today, second half, Pogba came on in second half for McTominay, hoping it's an injury or a serious injury that will keep McTominay out for any long period of time. Right, but he came on and we built on the end of the first half where we were 3-1 up. Going into the second half, we dominated the football. Newcastle did not have hope. They couldn't see the ball. I think the possession was about 70 to 30%. We really dominated the second half. Marshall came in with an excellent chip. Again, and Dreams, you would have sent some of the clips highlighting some of Marshall's play for the last couple of games or the last few games, and he has really stepped up. And you saw it again with the goal that is a bad pass that he nipped in on and he finished. So again, you're seeing that we're improving. Well, hopefully again, and it was a small team, so you're glad to get a victory over a small team, as we would call it. And we took the victory, and honestly, we're grateful for that victory today.
Yeah, it was possession with purpose. Normally, we have possession against smaller teams, and we don't capitalize. So this time, it was possession with purpose. And Martial worked very hard today. Surprisingly, he started to step up.
What? Surprisingly?
I am not the biggest fan of Anthony Martial. I find he's not clinical enough. He's fighting down to get his number 9. He finally gets it. But he started to step up. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan.
Fair enough.
But honestly, you see that a step up in from at least if we say from last season to this season is a big increase in a big difference in work rate. I know maybe you spend money left, but I mean to me I think I still in between if he's a real number 9 or coming off the left, but he has some qualities and he has the composure to play that number 9.
Earlier this season, in the first few matches, I find he and Rashford were fighting for the same position. They always on the left hand side. Now he positioning and dropping back and going forward. I think it's improving.
Yeah, definitely. And I think also it's because he wasn't consistently playing at number 9, so I think he finally acclimatized into that role now.
True.
And you're seeing that he understanding his role now as a centre forward. Because today he was excellent. He should have even had a hat trick with the assist from Pogba. But unfortunately came off the post. But overall today he had an excellent game.
And I believe we still yet to see the best of Pogba this season. I really have faith in Paul Pogba.
Well, we see Pogba yet, really.
So,
we see Pogba yet.
I still feel Pogba is the best outfield player.
Yeah, definitely. It's no question there at all. It's no question about Pogba being our best outfield. My only concern with Pogba is that, and I saw some, I don't know if you guys picked up on it today, and it's something, Nico, that I shared with you plenty of times before, is that Pogba just tend to want to do too much, sometimes unnecessarily. Once Pogba could know when to be simple and when to do the extra, once he could figure that out and get a proper balance, for me, Pogba will be the best player in the world. And I think that aspect of his game is what keeping him back. Because I saw today, there were times when he didn't need to do certain things in terms of the build up. I found it, in my personal opinion, and this had no bearings on the game because I tend to look at a game objectively. I'm looking at today's game for next game because that's how opponents look at your football matches. They will look at today, like Burnley, for instance, they would look at today and they will say, okay, this is what we're not going to do. This is what we're going to do, to nullify United's threat. So that's how I tend to look at the game sometimes. Something you'll get away with today that you may not get away with next week or next game. So I thought sometimes Pogba, his decision making, as is the case with plenty of other players, I think it's something Pogba still have to work on, where he just try to take on too much as a creative outlet. But apart from that, I agree with Rudy. Nico, I agree with you. Pogba is the best. And I mean, if he could sign, we talk about him leaving and justifying it, but if he could sign and stay with Man United, Dread, we have real far to go with him.
Yeah, the only thing with Pogba on the team, I don't want the team to be over reliant on Pogba.
That is correct.
I don't want that every ball had a pass through Pogba.
That is correct.
And today I was looking at that to see if that was because, of course, Pogba and his personality, his character, he would demand the ball, he would command the ball, right? And players would naturally want to pass for him. But I was looking to see if that would have been the case today, but it wasn't the case. I see, yes, he was there, but I think we had a plan and we were sticking to the game plan, even with Pogba coming to the field. So I just hope that even going later into the season, when Pogba comes back into the starting 11, that we do not be over-reliant on Pogba, because then when he was at a try too much, because now he would feel the burden of having to unlock defenses, having to create the chances, and I think that is where we could be stifled. So I just hope we don't go back into that. I think that is where a lot of our issues were last season, and even when he was playing, we was over-reliant on a Paul Pogba. Right? So I just hope we don't go back into that mode.
I have a question for you. I didn't see, as you all know, I didn't see the first half. But do you all think, because when Pogba came on as one of the double pivot, even though he had the freedom to go forward, do you all think that's, because right now I think Fred undroppable. How Fred playing, Fred is all over the place, Fred breaking up plays, his movement, his passing is very, very good. Albeit, to have the odd giveaway, but he's been doing really, really good. And he has impressed me as one of the players that has progressed under Oli the most, right? But do you all see Oli going with Fred, McTominay, and Pogba? Because we talk about the how crucial this number 10 role is for Oli in terms of the industry. And I agree with Rudy, because we need somebody creative, but the industry and pressing the opponent's backline and forcing errors. That part of your game really important, because the last goal from YC, where Marcel scored, that was a forced error. And that was because of the high press. So tell me, how are the series working?
Okay, well, first of all, I think a lot of people just push for Pogba to be the number 10, but like I said, I feel he's a deep line and playmaker. That's why I think we need James Maddison in number 10. And secondly, I know we're not in for them, but I would have loved if we get Idrissa Gueye, Wilfred, and Didi. But I know probably it won't happen because
he's good boy.
Alongside Paul Pogba. And he would have our protection, and he could be able to spray them more the range of passing, like I said, second to none.
Yeah. Well, for me, it all depends on what happens in the transfer window for January. Right? Sure. If we go out and we get number 10 in January, then I could see a rotation, maybe even with Fred and McTominay, with Pogba being the main player. And I could see a rotation with two of them, with whoever number 10. Let me see if we get Maddison for some reason, playing the number 10. Right? But for now, as if we played for now, honestly, I could only see Pogba as the number 10. Right? Yes.
Yeah, or
having that free role within the team, with one of his main competence is to create. Right? Because we have I really can't see us, or I really don't want to see us breaking up the Fred and McTominay combination. I think that working well. It's just that number 10 is the issue. Right? And I think give Pogba that free role, right? Maybe with not the amount of responsibility to come back to defend, but to create. And I think as long as we had that set up there, for me, that is the best way to play.
Okay. All right, well, guys, any closing remarks? We come up against Burnley on Saturday. How you all feel about our game going after today?
To me, Burnley's a bigger test than a big 6 team right now, a top 6 team right now, because how hard it is to break down the smaller side. So I looking forward to see the starting 11, and if it was really squad rotation.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I hold all my cards close to my chest, right? Because this roller coaster we going through all season.
Yeah,
right?
boy. Heart attack.
I'm not paying my head on a block and I'm saying, boy, Burnley for 2. I see it's going 2-0 again. I ain't saying nothing. I just hoping for the best right now.
Yeah. And the most we could do is hope the confidence that the guys, would have gotten from today, they ride it straight through until the end of the season. That's plenty to ask for, eh?
Yeah.
But this time of the season, fitness has come into play. So
yeah, definitely. And I mean, rotation important, but I just want to that our front line, have the kind of qualities necessary to beat the opponent in front of us. We know right now the fixtures would be Martial and Rashford. So up in the air right now for me is always a toss between Greenwood and James, but their selection will be dependent on it should be dependent on the opponent. So low block teams, Greenwood for me.
Right.
Big teams, Daniel James.
And I could agree with that. Yeah, and even against the low block teams, James coming on could be a factor.
Correct.
Tiring legs with ponging against the door, ponging against the door.
Correct.
Tiring legs, James could have an impact.
Yeah.
But it was good for him to get rested.
Yeah, I just think Greenwood had to work on his physicality a little more. He have he's only 17 or 18 or something.
Yeah, we had to expect that.
And he's Greenwood very two-footed, right? Sometimes I look at him, I don't even know which foot he prefers. He's so two-footed.
Yeah,
you like your left foot. You like your left foot, but
you like your left foot.
Different. Yeah, the man different.
He's a left footer, but he's so two-footed.
The man different. Yeah. The man different. The man ice cold. I tell you, when he pick up that ball today, he didn't think twice. The man didn't think twice. The man
Greenwood is Rashford 2.0.
Rashford 2.0. Rashford, nah. Rashford is so clinical.
Greenwood is own by you might take play with Van Persie. You understand?
Yeah. If Van Persie did really say he cannot play like him,
Greenwood on his own.
All right, guys. Nice. So we can enjoy the rest of the day. We could go back and watch highlights without having to complain.
The Liverpool Leicester game, we could even take it and enjoy that too.
Yeah. Feeling comfortable. Yeah. Was it score? 0-0?
0-0. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right, guys. So thanks very much. Any closing words from you guys?
Yeah, just want to say thank you so much for having me in All United. I love this show. I don't ever miss it. And keep up the good work. Thanks again.
Yeah, man. You'll be on again, man.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Rudy. It was a pleasure
having
you. All United. And yeah, I mean, you come like part of us. You come like part of the fabric. So you would always be on the show, man.
Nice to hear.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So thank you very much for tuning in. We had a lot of viewers on the live. We had some likes, and I don't know if it's Rudy bringing his people, but we appreciate it. Continue to like, share the videos. This video will also be on YouTube by tomorrow. So look at us on YouTube as well as build our following also. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. Thank you, Rudy. Nico.
Yeah.
We out.
Peace.
Yeah.